On September 18th, 2003, we caught up with Jay Barnes, author of Florida's Hurricane History and North Carolina's Hurricane History, as Hurricane Isabel was approaching. And here's what he had to say about those two books.
Jay, you've worked with Neil Frank, from what I understand?
Yes. Neil was very helpful to me when I was putting together my Florida research, and actually ended up writing the foreword in that book.
Yeah, he works at the Houston television station now. Do you keep in touch with him much?
Every so often, I'll either run into him at one of the conferences or occasionally just chat with him on the phone. But he still is very interested in hurricanes and the hurricane problem we have here in the United States, and still has been very active with the National Hurricane Conferences and a number of other activities. Yes.
Now, I'm looking at the Florida book. I haven't read the North Carolina book. Which one came first?
The North Carolina book was my first effort. And just a little background on myself, I always like to clarify, especially when I get questions all the time about hurricanes, that I'm not a meteorologist, and that's not my background, and that's not how I kind of got interested in this subject. I've lived all my life on the North Carolina coast and kind of always heard stories about storms and always been interested in them. And years ago, I began collecting particularly information about Hurricane Hazel. Hazel was a Cat 4 that we had here on our coast back in 1954, and for a long time it was the benchmark storm for our area. And I began collecting all these stories and these articles, a lot of old photographs that people would pass along to me. And one day I pulled out this box full of stuff, and I said, this would make a pretty interesting book. No one has chronicled all the hurricanes that have struck our state all through the years. And so the first book came out in '95, published by the University of North Carolina Press. I guess what I wasn't prepared for was the very next year, in '96, with Bertha and Fran, there was tremendous interest all of a sudden in hurricanes, and I had to immediately go in and do an updated edition. So the update came out in '98, and then in '99 we got hit by Floyd. So it's now in its third edition, and it's chock full of photographs. It covers essentially every significant hurricane known to have struck North Carolina, dating all the way back to the first European explorers.
Wow.
So there's a lot of coverage of the 1500s and the 1600s. Obviously, the information back in those days, it was much more sketchy. A lot of it was ship reports and the number of ships sunk and a lot of great life-saving stories from that era, all the way up through the 1700s and 1800s, and then of course all the way in through the most recent storms in the 20th century.
That's a lot of research. I guess this is a full-time occupation when you write these books?
Well, no, actually it's not. It has been a labor of love. It's been weekends and long nights and a few days off here and there to conduct interviews and travel about. But my day job, I'm the director of the North Carolina Aquarium, the public aquarium we have here in Atlantic Beach.
That's interesting. Your book has rubbed off on a lot of people. You've had a lot of big names that have read your books. John Hope, for one, the late John Hope, had some kind words about your Florida book. And you've really made quite an impression on a lot of people. And I guess are you going to do this for any other states?
Well, I have been asked that question many times, Jim, and I would love to. It's the kind of thing that if I had the time, I would work on this and probably think about Texas and Louisiana and the Northeast. I mean, there are a lot of other opportunities out there to do this kind of thing, because I feel like that putting a chronicle together of every storm and telling its story for a particular region can be very educational to the people who live there. I know it's helpful to the media. I get that comment a lot, that they often refer back to my book when they're putting their stories together. And maybe one day I will. Most recently, though, I've sort of turned my attention a little bit away from this chronology of every storm, and I've got a new book that will be out in March of 2004. This new book is titled Faces from the Flood, and it is a narrative and a adventure book and a real chronicle of what happened here in North Carolina with Hurricane Floyd. Floyd was our state's greatest disaster. We lost 52 people here in the state. We had over $6 billion in damage, about 65,000 homes flooded. It was a true benchmark milestone event, and this book will tell the story of Floyd.
Wow, and then that will be coming out in 2004. Are
Yes.
any of your other books available on the internet?
Yes, you can order my books directly from the University of North Carolina Press. You can just go to the UNC Press website and then type in hurricanes, and it'll bring it right up. They're also available on BarnesandNoble.com and Amazon.com. Again, Florida's hurricane history, North Carolina's hurricane history, and then the book coming out next spring will be Faces from the Flood.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
I got to get that North Carolina book too. The Florida one is just so action. I mean, just every picture from just about every storm. It's 200 pages, 200 some odd pages. I have it right here in my hand, but very informative. If anybody's a statistical guru or likes to just look up any storm that happened over the last 100 or so years, this is the book for you. Either one of these books. And people, like you just said, they might get a little complacent. They've been through them before. They don't want to leave. In fact, I was watching the news tonight, and a lot of people were saying, well, we've been through here for 30 years, and we've seen them all, and we've been through them all. And there's a huge difference between being in the CDO of a hurricane, the eye passing right over you or near you, compared to 50 or 60 miles away.
Exactly. The core of the storm, I tell that to people all the time. They say, you know, if I'm giving a lecture, I'll ask how many people have experienced a major hurricane. And it's amazing. People will raise their hand very quickly. And then I'll ask them, now by major hurricane, we're talking about a Category 3 or greater.
Right.
And then, you know, a few hands will go down, and then there's still a few people that have their hands raised. And they'll start telling me where they were and what the storm was. And I'll point out to them, well, you know, if you're 150 miles from the point of landfall, then you're not really experiencing that as a Category 3. You might be getting Category 1 winds because you are on the periphery of where that storm came in. That was the case here with Fran. We were again 100 plus miles north of the point of landfall. The winds down below us were a bit more severe. Here we probably had no more than 80-mile-an-hour winds, but still people felt like they had experienced a Category 3.